Welcome to the garden. Today we're going to work on some exercises to either prevent or help treat foot pain we may be having this season. We're going to start very simple with our feet about hip distance apart and work on our first toe extension. So that's our big toe. You can glance down and we're trying to get a nice, smooth, pure bend through our big toe, alternating sides, doing one toe at a time. Also trying to not let our knee track inwards or outwards or have any funny movements happening at the ankle. Keep going, moving side to side. So we're just seeing how much bend we have comfortably through our big toe without forcing the motion. So if you do have pain with this movement, you may choose to do a smaller range that's comfortable for you. Let's do one more each side. Good, let's progress that movement along into a full calf raise. So again, feet are hip distance apart. If you have any concerns with balance, you can always be holding on to something like a chair, a wall, or something to keep you stable. So here, again, on your first repetition, you may choose to look down just at the alignment of your ankles and notice whether you have a tendency to roll the ankles out or in, or if you just have an ankle that is a little bit less stable than the other side. So as I do my heel raise or calf raise, my goal is a nice smooth motion through the ankle joint and even distribution across the ball of my foot. You can have your hands out for balance, your hands on your hips, or you may choose to integrate the arms, breathing in as we come up and breathing out as we come down. Keep going. We're going to do 5 more. Just show you that ankle motion from the side. So we've added on to that first toe extension, and now we're also working on our ankle stability. Breathing in as we come up, breathing out as we come down. Let's try 3 more together. Keep going. You want to feel a little bit of work through the calves, but not any gripping in the toes. So noticing if you have that tendency to grip with the toes for balance. Last one. Let's take a break here. Use the back of a chair or a wall, something that you can press against, and we'll come into a nice long calf stretch. So I'm extended or lengthened at the hip. The heel of my back foot is down on the mat, and I'm just taking a deep breath in. Glance down to make sure both of your feet are pointed straight ahead. We're going to hold this position, and as we hold it, we're adding a little bit of bend to our back knee, and the heel may come up slightly. And then staying in our calf stretch, we can straighten that back leg out a little bit and gently bend the back knee. Alternating between those 2 positions one more time. Nice deep breath in, making sure we're not holding our breath. Let's switch sides. So stepping back, noticing if there's a difference in the flexibility from one leg compared to the other. Both feet are straight ahead. We're stretching our gastroc, which is one of our calf muscles, as our leg is straight. And then as we start to bend the knee, that's our soleus. You may feel the stretch come down towards your Achilles just a little bit. Gently alternating between those 2 positions. Keeping a nice long spine, so a little chin tuck. We have some pressure through our front heel using the front glute. 1 more each position. Nice deep breath in as we stretch the leg. And then bending. Good, back to standing. Now we're going to grab our Pilates mini stability ball. If you don't have one of these at home, you could substitute in a tennis ball or ask around for a tennis ball. I'm sure you can find one. So here we're trying to work the muscles that travel down through our lower leg and loop under to support the arches of our foot. So here my stability ball or tennis ball is just above the ankle. My stance is a little bit more narrow, and I'm going to work through those calf raises again. So a nice smooth lift through the ankle joint. It's less likely that you'll roll out in this position because you have to keep a little bit of contact through the ball. Let's add in some breathing so we can breathe in as we come up. Breathe out as we come down. You can keep your hands here, or add in your calf or your arm raised too. So breathing in, nice long spine. Breathing out to come down. Noticing if you're really not locked into your knee joint, maybe keeping just a little bit of softness there. Good, 5 more. Nice breath in. As I work through this set of calf raises, I'm noticing a little bit more work in the smaller muscles of my foot. So see if you can draw some awareness here and maybe notice that as well. Good, 3 more. Keeping a light squeeze on the ball, or if you're using the tennis ball, just trying your best not to drop it. This main muscle we're trying to target is called tibialis posterior, and that's an important muscle for supporting the arch of our foot. Last one. Excellent. Take a little break here. At home, if you have a half roller, you're welcome to use it here. If you don't have one, you can use up a rolled yoga mat or a rolled towel. So we're changing our calf stretch slightly. Here I have the ball of my foot up on my half roller on one side. I've walked myself down to the end. And with my other foot, I'm just going to walk that forward. So I feel a nice stretch in my back leg, and this time my the ball of my foot is elevated, heel stays on the ground. You can stay here and breathe, trying to have our pelvis aligned forward. If you want to add in a little bit more intensity, you can lift the same arm as your back leg that you're stretching. Nice deep breath in here. And relaxing down. Good. We can spin around and try the other side, or just slide down to the other end of your half roller. So ball the foot's up in contact with the half roller, heels on the ground. Some of us might find we can only walk a little bit forward if we're lacking flexibility in the ankle, or we may be able to step forward a bit further. Stand up tall. We want to tuck the pelvis so it's nice and neutral. Option to add in that long arm reach. Nice deep breath in here. So this can help to stretch through the fascia of our lower leg and into the plantar fascia along the bottom of the foot as well. Good. Relaxing down. Next, we're going to roll out the bottoms of our feet. So as I mentioned, the plantar fascia, we have muscles on the bottom of our feet that start at the bottom of the heel and splay out to each toe. So today I'm using a yoga tune-up ball like we do in studio. You can also use the tennis ball or a firmer surface like a golf ball or a little bouncy ball. So again, if you need something for balance, hold on, or you could work on your balance a little bit as you're rolling. Here I'm rolling back and forth along the bottom of my foot. You control the pressure. So it should be strong but comfortable. You should be able to breathe through it, and if there's a spot that's just way too tender, work around it. Make sure you start to turn the foot so you're getting high up into the arch. You can try little circles, so massaging out the bottom of the foot. And then try placing the ball just behind the pad of the foot, the ball of the foot, into what is called our transverse arch, so that little side to side, and adding a little pressure there. So we should feel almost like our foot is opening across. Good, let's switch sides. Start with just the back and forth motions. We're rolling back and forth through our plantar fascia and all the muscles of our feet. Working our way into the arch of the foot, that inner edge. You can try little circles as well if that feels nice. If you weren't sure what I was talking about for the placement of the transverse arch, you want to be right behind sort of the ball of the foot with your yoga tune-up ball, and then you're just adding some pressure in and feeling how your foot arches over it. Stay there, take a breath in as you're stretching. Excellent, and take a little break. Lastly, we're going to look at the spacing of our toes. So this is really great if you've been wearing any footwear, heels, or any footwear with a narrow toe box and the feet feel a little close together. Benefit, we also get an outer hip stretch. So what we're going to try and do is hold hands with our foot. So here you're trying to wiggle your fingers down so that they're as far as they can in between the toes, and then we're just going to hold it there and take 3 nice, slow, deep breaths. It's okay if your fingers don't get all the way down to the base of the toes the first try, but just see if you can create a little bit of a stretch. One more breath here, sitting nice and tall, working on our outer hip stretch as well. Good, let's switch sides. So feeling the flexibility of our hip, not forcing it, and then seeing if we have the spacing between our toes to just nicely hold hands there. 3 nice slow breaths, so long relaxing inhale, maybe feeling a little strength on our exhale. Crows are cheering us on. Good, ease out of that. Lastly, we'll practice standing on our half roller. Again, if you don't have one at home, go back into a second set of your calf stretch at the wall or with your hands on your chair with that nice straight back leg. Try 3 breaths each side if you're using that as a substitution, or we're going to finish just by walking out our feet on our half roller. Sometimes we have these at home, we just need to be reminded to use them a little more often. Or if this is something you haven't seen before, it's a great way to help to strengthen up the muscles of our foot that support the arch. So I'm just walking out my foot here. Sometimes you can change your pressure point, so now I just have my heels on the half roller with the balls of my feet on the ground, and I'm doing a little rock side to side. And then I'm back up, walking out the bottoms of my feet here. Again, you can hang on to something for balance or use this as a balance activity in its own. You can take a couple steps back like we were before, letting the heel come down on one side and the other side. Great job. Lastly, just try your stepping pattern. So as you step forward, see if you can land on your heel, then towards the baby edge of your toe, and then roll into your big toe. Most of us have the movement pattern of a heavy heel landing and right to the big toe. Working on our foot placement can take some of that stress out of the big toe that can lead to foot pain caused by bunions. So let's try 3 each side. Soft heel landing, edge of our baby toe, controlling the placement into our big toe. Switching sides, so soft heel, baby toe, rolling into the big toe. Just become very aware of the motor control of your foot. It's a bit of a balance exercise too, so if you're feeling wobbly, you can take a wider stance, or you can keep this nice narrow stance. Good, 1 more each side. Great job, we're all finished. Thanks for taking a little bit of time for your feet today.